it literally did not. Do not. Do not. But we are. We're all poor in this world. Anyways, yesterday, yesterday we worked a little bit on the monsters. Yeah, whippy! Whee! Nobody can say I haven't worked on the AI. I literally did, man. Literally did. Yeah. I'm working. I'm a productive worker. I just got paid yesterday. Sorry, I'm seeing a lot of negativity in my chat room. You worked on it, but was progress actually made? Yeah, kind of. Yeah. That's me charging my gun. Yeah, I did. Progress was made. Worked on the monsters. A little bit. Charging. Whatever. Sliding. Cocking. Brother, how do you think a gun works? You say one word improperly and everybody loses their fucking mind. How do you think a gun works? It goes pew pew and then bop bop and then ah! That's it, baby. That's it, baby. I don't know why I didn't take this off. Technically, the sight system is done. Ish. I did work on the monster behaviors. I did. Do not believe the slander in Twitch chat. I did indeed work on a bit of the monster behaviors. It's true. It's true. Do not believe the slander in Twitch chat. There is much of it. How are you here? Ow. I'm stuck inside of him. Help. What's that emote? It's sus guy. Getting real sussy. Sussy Baka style. Anyways, I hope everybody's doing well. I went to the gym. I nearly died. There was no AC working, so the floors were fucking slippery. And then I went on the calf raise machine and I slipped off of it. And I hope I didn't hurt my back. Because I was doing 95 pounds. We're going to see tomorrow. Or maybe a year from now. Maybe I injured my spine. I hope not. Knock on wood. This is real wood. Grim, this heat is making me very sad. Brother, it's 32 degrees here in Canada. Happy Tuesday, boss. All right, Sound, what you got for me? Data entry analyst? Okay. This one's pretty funny. Input data, check spreadsheets, update records, email reports, repeat. That's depressing. My friend in Saga said it feels like 39 out there. Well, that's because he's a wussy. It's just because it's slightly humid. And that's why. I hope this... If the game fails, I hope not. I think we can safely, as long as the games don't take 5 million years to develop, I think we can safely fail maybe twice before the business is in danger zone. I think we can safely fail twice. Now, it depends on how long it takes for us to fail. That's where the problem stands. Car had 44C in shade and he used to say the seats hurt to sit in. Dude, getting into a car when there's a heat wave is like the worst thing ever. You touch the seat belt and then you fucking burn your hand. It is like literally like walking into an oven. It genuinely feels more hot in the car than it does outside when you go into a car during heat wave. Need to restart to do some sports. Working on a PC makes me really lazy. Getting a gym membership and going like 3 times a week has been really helpful for me. I just go in the morning, and by the morning I mean afternoon, and then that's why this stream goes on really late. That better be blended chicken rice. Nah, man, it's a cold brew with like foam, like a vanilla foam. On late, ends early. Yeah, you're not wrong. I can't even say anything against that. Stream just started and it's all about food again. It's always about food, man. Life is food. Life is about food and eating and food. Eating and food. Eating lots of food. I say we do a little bit of research today. No, that research means we don't get any work done. Who am I fucking kidding? I was gonna say we should watch some horror games to figure out like what am I missing? But then I remember I'm like, we're just missing the whole game, brother. The whole game is missing. Who am I fucking kidding? Just make the game. I genuinely think this kind of game is harder to make than Ronin. Because at least with Ronin, I just know, oh, combat system, you know, and then we just work away on that. With this, it's like, it's a multiplayer game for one, and multiplayer is half the fun. And it's a horror game. I never made a horror game before. And, whatever else I was thinking in my brain. The moon. The moon. Research or research? No, like, looking at horror games. That was a footstep noise. Huh? You have Klaus? Should make the how to work at McDonald's simulator. This way half the industry is prepared for the AI apocalypse. The AI apocalypse. It comes for us all. Listen, I have tons of game ideas. Why did I decide to do this game? I really like the idea of doing a Friends Lab game because I feel like it's a little bit like less stressful co-op genre. And it allows me to kind of get into like the multiplayer mindset, learning how to do networking and stuff like that, which is something I never done before. Well, I have done in the past, but I wasn't doing it properly when I was first starting game development. And I want a lot of my future games to be co-op anyways. Like even Ronin, I want Ronin to be co-op if I can. Yeah. Did I fix that pump thingy? Did you fix the pump thingy? The pump thingy. The pump thingy. Pump thingy. Uh-oh. It seems an item has been duplicated onto my hand. I thought we fixed that. It would appear we did not. That's good. So now I have a spare flashlight in my fucking hands. That's good. Very good. Yeah, that was one of the reasons. And also, I don't know. I really love this genre, even though I don't even play the genre. I just watch a lot of streams of the genre. So... He went over there. McDonald's requires 10 years of patty flipper experience. Oh, the plunger. The plunger still has some bugs. It's still got a couple bugs that we'll fix in the future. How's all this anti-cheat stuff, etc. in a multiplayer game? I don't care for anti-cheat. I'm gonna be completely honest. In a game like this where, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care too much about anti-cheat. The main consensus though when it comes to anti-cheat is the way you code things. And it's about server authority. So who has authority over doing an action. But yeah, I'm not too worried about anti-cheat personally for me. That's why I kind of stick to co-op games rather than like PvP games. I applied to McDonald's with my bachelor's degree and 2 AWS certs last year, and they rejected me the next day. Overqualified. Bit of golden. Uh-oh. It would appear there are many issues everywhere. It would appear the rats are not moving. They're moving and then they're immediately aborting the movement. Why? What's wrong? There appears to be talking rats on board. Yeah, talking rats that apparently can't move around for some reason. I'm hitting the F key to try to kick the rat, but it didn't work. I forgot, wrong game. Wrong game. F to kick. Every one of my games has a kick button. Okay, so we gotta figure out why I had a duplicate item spawn on my body. Rumble is hiring near me, $14 an hour. Brother, you have a bachelor's degree. You can't be doing this. This is not normally. This is not normally. Free cookies? Brother, you will die from diabetes. Crumble fucking sucks. Are you kidding me? You can make better cookies at home. They'd have to pay me a lot more than $14 an hour to ingest any of that fucking garbage. Krim, I need money from game developing. Ray, I'm not gonna act like one of those fucking game dev YouTubers who try to sell you a course for $400 and tell you here's the success. I literally don't know, brother. I literally don't know. I literally don't know. I can't give you the secret key to the door, to the doorway. Starting base pay of $8.50 to $9.50 an hour plus tips. Oh, that's fucking bullshit. Get out of here. Get out of here. More reason to hate that restaurant or whatever. Oh, that's even more reason to hate that piece of shit. $8.50 plus tip. It's not even a restaurant. It's like a, you go to the front and what the what? America's stupid. You can't tell me otherwise. You literally can't tell me otherwise. Too bad, mate. Mecha Chameleon hide and seek took all the money. Listen, man, if there's one thing I learned in the game dev industry, you can make anything. And listen, there's going to always be people that are interested in buying games. It's not like one game suddenly takes up everything. Even GTA 6 won't take up everything. There'll still be business for all these other games. If there's one thing I learned, there's always space for anybody to succeed in the space. Why does GTA 6 look like a flop? Well, I'm waiting until it releases. I don't really care too much for it, though. I think one thing I can say is that I think it's overhyped. But the Rockstar fanboys don't really like when I say that. I do see an alternate reality where I'm a baker and not a programmer. I see an alternate reality where I'm a diamond store thief. Or an insurance broker, which is basically like a diamond store thief, just in a different form. Right, what am I looking for? Server set selected item. I swear I thought Yeah, I literally put a whole thing in here to see if it's valid. Is equipped slot empty? Is this getting... Oh. Oops. Is that function getting cached? So it's always returning the same equipped slot? Oh no. Crimson's a few steroid shots from becoming the next Arnold. I would never take steroids. That's like willingly... Steroids are such a really sad like thing because I feel like a lot of it stems from the way that someone wants to be perceived from the outside, I feel like. And then they're just willingly like minusing years from their fucking life. It's just very sad. Like I always see at the gym, there's a yellow bin where people can put like their needles and stuff. It's just sad seeing that bin because I don't know. I don't think any of that stuff should ever be encouraged. I want to work a job that's comfortable and I can make my own game when I get off work. I gotta say, having a job that involves being on the computer, I think as I get older, I really find that I kind of hate it. I kind of wish I was away from this thing a little bit. I kind of want to be. I want to get away from it a little bit. I prefer eating unhealthy to reduce my lifespan. That's me, brother. That's me. Give me a Dr. Pepper. There I am. My future life. That's me, baby. That's me. Why do the diamonds look like that? They look like fucking little pearls. I've got your pearls. Got the bag of diamond pearls. If someone is doing game dev purely for the money, they're in the wrong industry. Yeah, I think you're better off probably expanding into a different software industry. I think you could probably make more money and quicker with less risk in a different industry. What I noticed just looking at like income, game dev really is like you release your game and then you have that big influx of income come in and then it just really dies off. And the only point in time where things will spike back up again, hopefully, is when you release your next game, which only happens maybe like a year or two apart, or maybe you're like doing a different structure where people are like releasing a game every 4 months. But then Oh, I don't know. I think only for money is bad, but I think it's weird to expect people who are passionate to not want money for something they spent years making. I agree, Dev. I agree 100%. Usually when someone is saying like, oh, what do you expect money? Usually they're probably immature mentally. My look at it, I would say, is pretty healthy. It's in a way where I'm like, if my game is good, then people will buy it more, which then means I make more money. Right? So I look at it from that way, where it's like, if I make a good game, more people will buy it, therefore I make more money. And then it's a win for everybody, right? Right? In theory, people get to enjoy a fun game, hopefully. I hope they enjoy it. Have you thought about adding a battle pass? Yeah. Just steal money, diamonds if you want money. True, true. That's true. If you really want it for the money, you should just steal diamonds. Just pull an Elon Musk. That's a joke. Kind of. Mostly a joke. It is a joke. Which skin do I make first? There's a Batman collab. You got to make the Batman and then Catwoman with it. Okay, so our problem, I believe, is the equip slot that we're trying to check against is giving us the same one. So this system works if we drop the item after equipping it before this is completed. It does not work, however, if we swap the item. Good of Aaron. Hopefully you don't get this too much, but I'd love your thoughts on UE6 deprecating blueprint for verse. I think my question got filled. No, I think I just received it right now. I don't know. We've been talking about it like all of last week. I don't really know how to feel about it until we see like anything going on with the engine. Chances are I'm probably just not going to ever upgrade to UE6 though, because I just don't like the stuff that they're doing with it. We'll see though. We'll see. We'll see. I think I'm not gonna doom and gloom it. You got people saying, oh, I'm just gonna switch to Godot. It's like, why not just use the latest version of UE and just stick to that? You don't have to go to UE6. You know, I just, yeah. I don't know. I don't know why there's this necessary need to always be on the latest thing. I guess if there's any like multi-threading or performance improvements, sure. But it would have to be really like good. I think if they do the whole scene graph thing, which I think is a good idea. I just have to, I just hope that they document it enough. I'm down to switch to that, but they did say multi-threading in UE6. Yeah, so what they're saying is that multi-threading will be more accessible if they switch to a scene graph / ECS structure rather than relying on actors and components and all that, which sure, but I really don't think you need to deprecate blueprints to do that. It's like no one wanting to use Windows 11 and just staying on 10. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, if someone can make the switch to Godot and do it successfully, and then they're doing, you know, their thing and they're happy with that, fuck yeah. I'd maybe do that too if I had the skills to do that. But unfortunately, like, I don't have the skills to make all of the things that I like to use here in UE. And we spoke about that. We actually went ahead and made a document. Where is it? I think it's somewhere in here. Yeah. Of if I were to switch to Godot, the kind of things that I'd probably have to code or look for an alternative. Apparently there's an animation system, but it's quite bare bones looking. Good for like blending between animations, but when it comes to like doing a bunch of other advanced stuff, I would probably have to code it myself, I'm assuming. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see when UE6 comes out. Verse is supposed to be very friendly to threading, and networking is a big reason. It features at the language level that help where people just can't. I just don't understand why they can't make a language that's similar to other languages. Well, for me, I just hate the tabulation based coding. Everything being tab based, and then like, I don't understand why semicolons are like such an evil fucking thing. The way it's written is not my thing. I think I would honestly much prefer just writing in C++. Just learn C++ and go straight to the. I like the idea of a language like that. I just don't like the way it's written. I'm not even into syntax coding all that much, but just looking at the way Verse is coded, I just don't like it. I used GD script, which is also similar. I think it's also tabulation based, and I dislike that. I don't get why Verse is so much better than C++. What makes it inherently better performance-wise? I don't think C++ is necessarily better than Verse. I think the working with Verse might be a bit... working with Verse, I could imagine being much nicer because I don't think there's any compilation needed, right? Or if anything, it's very quick. Very cool. The one thing that's kind of annoying with C++ is you write code, then you gotta rerun the entire fucking engine, and then see your changes. And don't get me started about hot reloading. That shit does not work properly. Most of the time I'm changing the header file, not the CPP file. So it's not even worth doing any sort of hot reloading. Yeah, anyways. I heard you can optionally use brackets of Verse, not sure. That could be cool. If we could change the syntax to kind of match the kind of style that we want to work with it, I can see it being okay. I just don't think, I don't know, man. Here's the thing. I know a lot of people are like, oh, someone will make a node-based Verse system. It would have to be really intuitive for me to just do that. It would have to be really intuitive. Otherwise, it's literally like, I don't know. It would have to be intuitive. I don't know. We'll see. So far, though, we've apparently been seeing that they're integrating a lot of AI stuff into the engine, and knowing how disabling plugins is in this engine, and it randomly disables a bunch of other stuff because of dependencies. Not looking forward to that at all. Not looking forward to that. The cool thing about Sandbox, the hot reloading is crazy good. That's C#, right? In Sandbox? C# and C++? If I remember correctly? C# is crazy good on hot reloading? Well, hey, it's really funny. If Sandbox is C#, then there you go. That would probably be the reason why. I don't know, man. I'm not going to doom and gloom it. Just C#. Oh, interesting. But Source 2 is built in C++. I think that's what it is. The actual engine is in C++, whereas the Sandbox interface with everything is in C#. Like Unity. Unity is C# and something else, right? Isn't Unity 2 languages? I want to say JavaScript. Correct me if I'm wrong. Why does it seem like they just want to milk all those AI token uses? Smells like a hidden subscription. Remember when they all tried one around 2010 to 2015-ish? I don't know, man. We can come up with tons of different like conspiracy theories of like, oh, maybe they're being paid by whatever the fuck to implement this thing here, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? It's not my problem. At the end of the day, it is my own fault if I cannot modify the engine because I'm not like able to learn C++ or switch to another engine and be able to modify that engine to my own extent. At that point, I know a lot of people like to blame Epic for things, but sometimes you kind of have to look at yourself and be like, okay, maybe I got to blame myself a little bit. Personally, for me, I understand not every team is going to feel that way. I understand that, especially when like Epic is making all these decisions that a lot of us probably would not agree with, but at the end of the day, it's my own fault. I still get a pretty great engine that I could use, even though I'm paying 5% of revenue at a certain point. C# is only good when you're not dealing with reflection stuff. For example, if you turn on dots in Unity, suddenly you're dealing with code compile times like in C++. Gradually porting and customizing everything into Sandbox, though. Only FaceBunch knows how much source 2 is actually left. Makes sense. I don't know if I think Sandbox is cool, but being restricted to a platform feels a lot like Roblox. And I understand that you can sell your game on Steam, and I'm sure that that could go off. But if you wanted to distribute it anywhere else, you can't, because so far the current rule is just Steam, as far as I know. What do we talk about? Sandbox, UE deprecating blueprints, blah, 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 blah. Protein. Yeah, and that's the whole, it's always a mix of things. Okay, so this is the section where we need to change something. There won't be any blueprints in the future. I think UE6 will release, and then they're saying that it will be deprecated in a future version, and then it will probably just be fully removed at a certain point. Deprecated usually means that it's still there, but they're not working on it anymore. I don't know. If UE6, if I can disable all the AI stuff, okay, cool. If it has very promising stuff in Scene Graph, I think I'd be okay with going. I think I'd be okay with using that as an opportunity to force myself to go into C++. That I think I'm okay with. It forces me to learn the thing that I need to learn to continue moving forward. If I feel like there's enough changes in the engine that warrants me switching to it, that would be the very important factor for me. Standalone release other storefronts is in preview. Eventually you can distribute anywhere as long as it's also on Steam. Ah, okay. The point would be to prompt the AI instead of Blueprint. There's no way you'd be able to turn it off. But that's what I mean. UE has a really bad way of dealing with plugins sometimes. I'm sure it would be a plugin that can be disabled. However, the problem is they're integrating it into everything, and I bet you there's gonna be so many dependencies that it ends up disabling features that you actually want to use. That would be ass, and I hope they're fucking thinking about that, but chances are they're not. They don't think about a lot of things, especially with some of the releases they do. C++ quiz? Dude, I don't know how to do normal C++. I only know like UE C++. What is the correct syntax to output hello world in C++? I don't know, man. I always get lost with this one. I think it's this one. How do you insert comments? Which data type is used to create a variable that should store text? Guess string? How do you create a variable with a numeric value 5? No wrong answers? Oh, I'm sure I got a bunch of wrong answers. How do you create a variable with the floating number 2.8? Is it double in normal C++? In UE, it's float. Byte one isn't correct, so it has to be double. Which method can be used to find the length of a string? It's either len or length. I want to say it's len. Maybe length. Whatever. Used to add two values together. The value of a string variable can be surrounded by single quotes. Yes. Which header file lets us work with input and output objects? I don't fucking know. Probably this one. Which operator can be used to compare two values? An array, square brackets. Array indexes start with 0. You create a function. This one, pretty sure. How do you call a function? This one. Which keyword is used to create a class in C++? Probably, I don't know. You can overload all of these? Listen, for me, I only know UE C++. I don't know normal C++. And as far as I know, they're quite different in some ways. What's the correct way to create an object called myObject of my class? I've never heard new. Literally never heard of new before. I've never heard of new. What is new? The fuck is new, man? Whatever. Do that one. Watch it be like, you have to subscribe to see your results. In C++, it is possible to inherit attributes and methods from one class to another. Attributes and methods. Attributes and methods. You're getting ad farmed right now? Yep. I know it's inheritance, but I never understood what the terminology of methods and attributes are. I only think of variables and functions. I think methods actually is a different thing. Which method can be used to find the highest value of x and y? Bro, this always fucks with me with min and max in Blueprint. Max, I guess. Which operators are used to multiply numbers? This one. How do you create a reference variable of an existing variable? The pointer, right? Reference variable of an existing variable. Pointer. So it's either ampersand or the asterisk, I'm pretty sure. I want to say asterisk. How do you start writing an if statement in C++? Pretty sure it's this one. Pretty sure you always surround it in brackets because it's a function. How do you start writing a while loop in C++? While x, y, probably that one. These other ones are written weirdly, I think. Which keyword is used to return a value instead of a method? Inside a method. Oh, inside a method. When you call new, it allocates the object into memory and then calls the constructor. Delete will call the destructor and then deallocate the memory. I see. Which statement is used to stop a loop? Break? %, baby. 80%, baby. Oh, I got the print. What the fuck, man? Correct answer is string. Wait. What is string in UE? Oh, it's F string. Fuck. Isn't UE F string? Isn't it F string? What's string in UE? Hold on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's F string. Value of a string variable can be surrounded by single quotes. False. The value of a string variable can be surrounded by single quotes. What do they mean by single quotes? The fuck does that even mean? I hate questions like this. This is stupid. This is fucking stupid. This versus this. Ah, it's fuck. Man. Single quotes. Urgh. I got the include right. Okay, so let's see. The correct answer is my class, my object. I had a feeling it was either this one or this one because I just didn't know. Let me see. Let's say we're looking here. Class. This isn't like a proper class. Hold on. Let's go to this one, for example. Class, thing, class. Public A actor. Class thing is your class? I know, I don't recognize this way of the syntax versus this. You can use hello and hello? Someone just said that the single quotes is just for a single character. Learning C++. Did you create a reference variable? Oh, it was ampersand. You're calling class, naming it TrainRot API? It's not called TrainRot API. This is just a fucking thing that I don't remember what it's for. It uses it's whatever thing. It's calling, this is what it's called. This is what the class name is. Of type A actor. I don't know what the fuck this is for. I forget what this is for. Some shit. Well, hey. For a guy that doesn't use C++ that much, I'd say I did pretty good. For me, this is a pass. This is, for me, a pass. And may I say, I passed. Now add gas. You're adding gas to me. My stomach feels gassy. New isn't something you use in Unreal C++ because UE handles that. Right. Like I said, I don't give a shit about normal C++. I could care fucking less. I only care about UE C++. I'm sure some of you coding wizards feel offended by that. I don't care. Listen, I only use what I need in my current situation, right? Maybe that's bad. I don't know. For me, that's all I really care about personally. Maybe that's why I can't like try to transition into a different element of software. I only use what I need in its current moment. If you do want to learn C++, keep using UE. Please don't learn it through UE. Learn it standalone. I don't think that's necessary. I think I can easily just learn it through the engine. Personally. I really don't think it is necessary for me to learn normal C++. If anything, that would probably just stunt my learning. I'm pretty sure I can just use it within the context of what I need it for. I really don't think I need to learn normal C++. I really don't think that's necessary. For me personally, I learn best through application, and applying it immediately is way better than me trying to learn it outside of the thing that I'm using. It just feels so counterproductive to me as a person. To be fair, what they're saying is true because it'll teach you structure. Syntax can be learned anywhere. I think it's dangerous to create a one-way structure for learning. And learning is something that I think is very dynamic and everyone learns in very different ways. That's why I disagree with a lot of YouTube videos that talk about tutorials and stuff like that. because only the Sith work in absolutes. Yeah. Ah, where am I? I thought I disabled that. Five push-ups. You want me to puke out my coffee? Oh, my legs! My body. Chest, my body. Wow. Hot damn. Hot diggity dog damn. UE has its own magic macro system. Yeah, I just don't think it's necessary to learn normal C++. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with learning my way. The accuracy of information the Electros and Wet Sponge obtain? What the hell? This guy's on a list. I think the best teacher for me, and I would argue for a lot of other people, is just get straight in the thick of it. Get straight into the thick of that shit. Get right in there. Get right in there, man. Suffering equals learning. Sometimes you gotta suffer. We lose that aspect. Social media has taught us to not suffer. It's like, brother, suffer is gains, my friend. Gains! Gains! Sleepy music today. Let's put on some hardcore music. Banger workout mix. What the hell? I don't think so. I didn't see it, Fist. Where was that? Where did you ping me in a channel? Or did you DM me? Where was that you sent me that? Oh, right here, in general. Let me see. Is there sound effects? Yeah, even you're impatient. Look at this motherfucker. Maybe speed up the fucking building terrain or something. It's like, come on, man. What's going on? Even yours, it's loud? Okay, hold on. I gotta lower the volume then. I don't hear anything. Oh. It's not that loud. You got fucking wussy ears. What am Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's vibes. Except for the fact that I'm hearing the water / rain hitting a... You took a recording of like an apartment or something. Because I can hear The sound of the rain hitting like a metal, one of those drains. Other than that, it sounds great. We need some sounds of like when you're like, you know, for me, sound effects is such a huge thing, right? Like, he's wearing a pan. I see. Okay, it all makes sense now. It's more lore. Like when you're like running through bushes and shit. Where's the gutter, bro? It's on his head. It's on his head. It's above his head. He's got like a pan with a stick and then a gutter. Just one singular gutter. And then an umbrella above the pan so you don't hear the rain hitting the pan. He's got a helmet. That's great, man. Yeah, some little sound effects when going through the bushes. Hell yeah. I like how you have a little bit of occlusion when you're getting into the house. Very nice. I code, I don't Foley or animate. Pff, excuses, motherfucker. Pff, excuses. Jeez. How many more you got in your pocket? Looks good, man. Looks good, dude. Hell yeah. I always think, Muck. You guys remember Muck back when Danny was, like, alive? I always thought Muck was a really good concept. Like a quick, goofy-ish roguelite survival game. It's almost like speedrunning Minecraft, but in a roguelite. I always found that really interesting, with a little bit of Risk of Rain in there. And I'm surprised that no one has tried to take the opportunity to make it, you know, predecessor of that type of game. I know Megabonk is Danny, but I can't prove it. Brother, literally the developer of Megabonk is just Danny Dev backwards. Of course it's Danny. It's literally his fucking name, but backwards. Someone is asking me for a feature on the Steam forums for Suit for Hire, but they don't even have the game. And it's not like it's an accessibility feature. It's like, can I have secondary weapons when I start the game? Nosmerk. Guys, if I ever start making sexual games or NSFW/18+ games, my name will be Nosmerk. That will be the sign. Hey Dev, can you add this to my cracked version of your game? Be right back, reserving Nosmerk. Hey, you can't do that. Hey, mods? Oh, fuck. The mods will get you in 6 months. You better fucking watch it. All right. Where am I? Well, I've been staring at this code this entire time. How about we get some work done? Thoughts? Okay, so. Equipped slot. Current inventory index. What the fuck does that even mean? Is current inventory index the equipped item? Let's see. No. This would have been in a function if I could. In fact, I could have. Why didn't I not put this in here? So what we might be able to do, I believe this function is being cached. So these values are being cached. Let's double check that though. So I'm going to restart the engine so that we could test this to be certain if this is occurring. I can't test it right now because everything has already been loaded into memory and I need it to be fresh. Fresh off the grill. Hold on, I'm trying to scroll up. The Danny games are so interesting to me. He can make amazing, quick, low-effort games, but when it comes to his masterpiece, it'll never come out. There's a lesson there. I think he's overthinking it, personally. I think he's overthinking his game. But that being said, I think he turned it into a meme that I think now haunts him in the YouTube comment sections. And so, but I also think, I don't know, man. Who knows what he's doing? I think he's probably, he's being chilling. He's being chilling. I think he's being chilling. Hold on, let me read the, what happened? Like, Danny basically disappeared. People have the audacity to pirate the game and then complain to the author. Yikes. Yeah, you get used to that. You get used to that. I will buy Suit for Hire if you add a cat with a Flemish accent to the 3rd level and give everyone contact lenses with real-time ray-traced reflections. Yeah, I'll add that to the list. Get your wallet ready because it's coming. It's fucking coming. So get your wallet ready. Get your credit card out. I assume most bug reports from non-purchasers include Bliat. You'd be surprised. No. But... listen, man. The first few times I was like, what the fuck? Now I'm kind of like not surprised when I see someone saying that they pirated the game. Some of them even have the balls to just say it outright. I ask them, are you running on this version? They're like, no, I'm running on the cracked version. Can you still help me? And I'm like, no, I can't. I just, hey, listen, I respect it. I respect the honesty. But, what can you do, you know, as a game developer? What can you do? What is this sound? Sporkle? How well do you know game design and UE56? What is an XML? This isn't related to UE6. What is technical debt? What the fuck? Oh, it's game design in general. What is technical debt? Hardware requirements, unpaid licensee fees, software code or build process. Yep. What best describes the behavior of the above break vector node? So it's X, Y, and Z to be the X, Y, and Z components of V respectively. Fuck. What size are vector variables in memory? Oh shit. Now this gets into territory that I don't actually know. It is probably, if I were to guess, 24 bytes. Fuck! Cock. What does beta mean? Server used only for testing. A hidden cheat mode. A development phase. What best describes the rotator variable type? There's too much text, man. A variable that acts as a container for 2 vectors and 1 quaternion. Variable that stores 3 floats labeled X, Y, Z, and that is intended to reserve. Yep. Which variable type is the most efficient for comparing and referencing identifiers like object tags or animation state names? Referencing identifiers like object tags name. What best describe the transport variable type? Stores 3 rotators, stores a boolean, stores 3 floats, a little bit like variable that acts. What's an RPG? It's a rocket propelled grenade. This one. What is an ARPG? Action role-playing game. What does a localizer do? Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, man. No, fuck this test. There's too many questions in this 25 minutes, and the questions are so damn long. Dumbass fucking questions. But yeah, I agree. Dude, the Danny games are great. How is it that every single one of his games are without fail, so all of them are very fun? Literally every single one of them was received so well because it was just about making a really fun game. Wait, you only had 2 games. But still, the point stands, and it's not 2, it's 3, because there's the other game. Forgot his name. Forgot the name of it. What is it called? Megabonk. Megabonk is in here. It's just not showing up. There's a bug in the system. I think his YouTube personality and clips helped for sure. Definitely, obviously, you know, marketing helped, but it's not like he had marketing and made shitty games. He genuinely made very fun games, and I think there's something there, right? Like, you could be a really good YouTuber, but make shitty things. In this case, I think he was obviously a very well-known YouTuber, even outside of game dev circles, and he made good games. That, I would argue, but to be fair, Crab Game did already come from like something that was already pop culture, like there was already like some popularity surrounding it, but I would say like this did get out there, you know, like a bunch of YouTubers started playing it and shit. I'm curious how many people bought these items, by the way. Can we see how many people have this item? His 3 popular games are almost prototype level. His magnum opus is never coming out. Overthinking is the enemy of game dev. It's just, hold on. So, did I restart? I did. Spawn item, sponge. Spawn item, cleaning sponge. I think that worked. Restart again. I think there's multiple factors for why a game succeeds and why a game doesn't do well or is not able to. I want to say we fixed it, but let me just try one more restart. We'll try again. We'll see if we can maybe click the button. No, let's click sponge first and then flashlight, because that's what it was that ended up causing the issue. Okay, so spawn the cleaning sponge, pick it up. Yeah, I think we resolved most of the issues where the item isn't loading in. To be fair, we should probably be loading the item into memory when you pick it up, when it's in your hotbar, and then load it in. Ideally, I think that would be a smarter way of doing things, not whatever fucking stupid ass way I'm doing it, because what ends up happening is when you switch to the item, there's a slight delay because it's asynchronously loading it in. Load this into memory, there's not much to load in. 1 byte. I made my first game for a micro game jam. Hell yeah, Mikey. How'd it go? How was your experience with it? Okay, cool. We fixed that. Nobody can say I didn't do any work. I did a bit of work. I did a little bit of work. A holstering animation thing you would help, maybe? Yes and no. Well, yes, if the holster is like the player moving their hand and then going to the thing and then whatever. But Yeah, at this rate, the playtest is going to be Q4 2027. Listen, man. If that's what ends up happening, that's on me. It's my fault. It's not your guys' fault. Don't rag me on that. Don't fucking shit on me for that, okay? This is my own issue. More work than I expected. That's game dev for you, Mikey. But hell yeah, man. It was fun. Use Godot. Do you see yourself maybe potentially doing another one? Can you misspell the greeting, Matt? Does it say home, sweat home? What does it say right now? Home, sweet home. Home, sweat home. I think so, yeah. Hell yeah, man. I can't do game jams. For me, I have a stress and anxiety issue, and I'm just too slow. A game jam requires me to unhealthily stay up late. We've done it before, and I end up making something that's pretty fucking shit that I'm not necessarily happy with. So for me, I'm out. And on that note, I'm out. Krim at least needs 3 months for 1 month of work. Yes, it's true. Found you. Yep. Is this Mecha Chameleon 2? You bet, baby. You bet. You bet, baby. It is. I'm cranking this motherfucker. How do you feel about Mecha Chameleon having like 2 months of dev time, making like 5 million? I don't think about that stuff anymore. I think if you were constantly looking at other games and comparing yourself to them and being like, damn it, I could have had that idea, and then you're like, damn it, I didn't make all that gajillions of dollars. I think you're gonna be in for a really rough ride throughout your life. That, I think, is something I learned after time and time again seeing a game succeed. Hey, I gotta close these doors. Seeing a game succeed and then feeling a certain way about it, I just don't think is very healthy. So I have disconnected myself from that. Hey, how are you, buddy? Whoa! I don't really think about that. I think, if anything, I think that's fucking awesome that they were able to succeed and do so well in a idea that honestly I feel like someone should have thought of like way beforehand, with the prop hunt category doing so well. I think what they did is they saw a tool and then they played around with it, like being able to do vertex painting or painting or render target stuff or whatever, and they started doing it and they're like, wait, this is kind of fun, and it worked out for them. I think that's awesome. I think years ago I was very, I had a very negative connection to games doing really well, especially games that I felt like personally shouldn't have done as well as they did. But there's always a reason as to why a game does well. If a game does well, just look at what is it that's making it do well. Krim, I had a deadlock movement on my roguelike. That's gonna get you some cells. Sliding, wall jumping, hell yeah, I'm in. I'm fucking in. Count me in. I have to look at the video. I think I saw you posted it, Dev. I'll take a look at it. Yeah, I've stopped feeling that way about games doing really well. Because I noticed, deep down, it just... Now, I don't think it's something you can willingly just change your mentality about, don't get me wrong. But I just noticed, this is very unhealthy for me to view games this way that are doing really well. I have to adjust my mentality in some way. Find the way to make it more positive for myself. Where's werewolf? Where is werewolf? Psh. I keep seeing aborted. I think the rat AI is fucking broken. I don't know what happened to them, but they are not having a good time. You know what I kind of want to figure out is make the monsters cut you off. I feel like that'd be really interesting. If they like try to cut you off. Okay, where are you going? Oh, now you're coming? Hmm. Help. I think it's worth thinking about. The money/quality ratio is insane for Mecha. My biggest game dev problem is perfectionism. The very first thing you can do to start dropping the concept of perfectionism is stop thinking about snapping literally your entire fucking environment to a grid. Start, I know OCD and everything, whatever. The instant you start dropping that shit, oh man, it's so freeing. It doesn't all need to be on a grid. It really doesn't. Sometimes though, yeah, I let perfectionism get the best of me, but I also, I've been a lot better about it. I'm just really slow. I get distracted a lot. It's just how it is. Listen, I'll work on it. Especially, like, you know, hopefully as I lead into 2027, hopefully I can do a better job of trying to get more work done. Whatnot, but... yeah. Fun/quality ratio is what matters. They made a very fun game that's the bare minimum of what it needs to be. It is a game that gets to the point quickly. That's it. It is a game that is simple to understand. You paint yourself and hide, and paint yourself to blend into the environment. It is a fantastic game concept that I think is great because it forces people to be a little bit creative with the way that they're approaching things, rather than just turning into a barrel and just being like, "Mm." Hey, Kino? Did I widen the trains? I did. We made them 2 times wider, which I think makes them so much more interesting, and there's a lot more exploration involved. Like, it's still not that big when you really think about, like, spaces in these types of games. But I would say it was a very good change. Because now we're, like, actually going around. We can maybe potentially get around monsters. Yeah, it feels a lot more fun. Hell. If I was crazy, I'd make it even wider. Krim, how are you handling VoIP? Oh, sorry, Eris. I'm using Steam Core, and I believe Steam Core has a VoIP system, which I'm pretty sure just uses the internal voice system in UE. With like the whole VoIP listener or whatever it's called. So much room for activities? Yeah, man. It just feels more like we can actually get around monsters. We can get kind of lost in areas, which is, I think, very good. It feels more in line with the type of game that we want to make. But of course, this room, I think, needs to be removed out of the item pool. Oh! Get me away from this motherfucker. Holy shit! We need to change the diving system, dude. That thing's not gonna... That's not gonna cut it. Yeah. I think, if anything, if we go back to the subject we were talking about Muck and Danny's games, I think, if anything, that confirms that fun / quality concept even more. Even more. It even confirms that even more. That at the end of the day, in these types of co-op games, people just want to have fun with their friends. That's the biggest thing. Providing them a space to have fun with friends. It's the biggest thing. Okay, so I am noticing that the rats are just not moving as normal. They are constantly aborting their move to commands, and I'm a little bit concerned. I'm a little bit concerned. A little bit concerned. Things aren't looking very good. Things aren't looking very good. I don't really know why. Don't really know why. I think people just want to be respected as a player / customer, if that makes sense too. For sure. Respect their time, the money that they've invested into the game. I think there definitely there's some factors there for sure as well. So why are the rats not doing the rat thing? Why are the rats not ratting? What is the problem with the rats? Did you see that helicopter weapon skin for Call of Duty? Excuse me? Call of Duty is fucking silly. What a silly game. I need to stand up and take a little stretch. Hold on. Did you break them when you updated the nav mesh for the bosses? I know what you're trying to say. Maybe? Maybe? We did do one little change, which was something with nav movement. Let me see where that section was. Your gun has a crane on it and a helicopter flies through it and blows up or something. I give up, man. I understand 100% what you said. Don't you worry about a thing. I understood what you said. Unfortunately. I think I understood what you mean. Yeah, okay. What did we change in here? No comprende. No comprende. I don't know. Are they trying to use crouchable? I think they maybe are trying to use crouchable as their navigation. Possibly. There's so many little things I work on for weeks that players would literally never care about, especially tooling stuff. Tools, in my opinion, game dev tools are not necessarily about how they directly impact the player's experience. It is your experience as a developer, which will then it will then ripple to the players of the game, right? If you can create levels quicker, better, whatever, using tooling that you've created, taken weeks to create, what does that mean? It means the levels that the players will be able to play are of a result of the tools that you created and took the time to make. Yeah, the players might not ever fucking see that ever. That's okay. What they'll see is the result of what the tool is trying to solve. Where is this problem? It's it's okay. Maybe it's the crouchable thing that they're trying to associate themselves with. What are you rambling about? Who fucking knows, Peter? Peter, I don't know. I think Sun Tzu said that. Ah. Right. Why is this aborting? The AI move to command is aborting constantly. Is it because there's a stop on overlap? What the hell is going on? Let me go to the controller. Rat controller. Ah, would you look at that? Nothing. A whole lot of nothing. First 2 months was fucking around building the engine as a tool with scenes to test functions before starting to turn it into a game. I think, nav filter, no door, no ladder. Oh, did I fuck that up? Uh-oh. 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 It's the same values. Huh? Okay. I guess. Well, all right. Why is it that you can't move anymore suddenly? Hmm? Let's try stop and overlap. Let's turn off stop and overlap and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I wish I could just make it spawn a rat. Hey, maybe I could just place a rat in here. Go free, my rat. Oh, hey. Everything's okay for you. I wonder if I fixed the problem. Maybe not. Okay, in the train. Uh-oh. I'm seeing 2 calls for fall out of bounds. Are you guys okay? Valve end to task Half-Life 3? No, that's called spaghetti code. Can I get a reasoning as to why they're aborting? It just says movement result aborted. They're just stopping their movement. They derive from type pawn. The floor detection? I don't think it's the floor detection. Found the reason, it's Crim. What do you mean it's me? What does that have to do with anything? Always has been? Huh? I'm being judged 24/7. So this is of type pawn, so it's not like they're deriving from the main base enemy pawn. What the hell are you doing? Add input vector. Force. Okay. Okay. Avoiding actor. Avoidance sphere. Pawn. Oh. Okay. Stop movement immediately. Oh. Actor has tag, pawn. Oh, wait. Is there something on the train that has actor? No, nothing else can have the tag pawn. What the hell? Rat. I am the rat. Continue what you were saying. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. It's when they spin around, they're fine, but when they have to move, they don't like it. So it's not the avoidance sphere. It's something else. It's when they have to do a move to random command. Something goes a fuck. Something goes a fuck. Something goes awry. They get the location, they start moving towards it, but for some reason they fail. Why? Why? It's not telling me why. They're clearly walking in the direction that they're moving in. This factorio of a blueprint is why I stay out of UE. It's not that bad, man. It ain't that bad. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okie dokie. So, we must have changed something in the nav mesh that's causing them to abort movement. And, I don't know why. And, I don't know why. And, I don't know why. I really don't know why. Something that we changed is causing them to hate me. Okay. I want to say it has something to do with some nav movement. I know we flicked a Boolean somewhere in here, but I'm pretty certain that was just on the base pawn, not on the rat. So, what have we done? What have we done? What did we do? What did we do? I don't see anything in here that could explain what I did. Skip agent height check when picking nav data. Huh. Are they somehow picking crouchable? How can I tell? Because I literally selected no door, no ladder on them. Hold on. They are assigned to supported agents default, no door, no ladder, crouchable. Their navigation data is currently set to crouchable. Huh? Wait, no, that's just what we're previewing. Can I preview which ones these guys are using? Can you show me what they're using? Hey, can you show me what they're using? Can I see what they're using? It clearly the navigation data is right here. There's
Rat. I am the rat. Rat. I am the rat.
So they're not in a crouchable flagged area and so won't move. There's multiple assumptions that I'm making right now. It's either A, they are working through... The thing is, both of these have nav data.
I am the rat.
So I don't know what they're doing. Have you heard about Game People Playground? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Do they move if you stick them in a vent? So they move if we put them here. For some reason, once they go over here, inside of the actual car, they don't move. Normally. They do their little spin, and then the instant they try to move forward to a random location, it aborts. So... I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. Let's try to maybe make them allow strafing? Let's allow that. What's the test area set to? The thing is monsters will let's do this. Let's delete all the recast nav mesh data. Let's go ahead and build the pathing. The thing is, they build the pathing themselves, so they will rebuild pathing dynamically.
Rat. I am the rat. Rat.
Stress relief game, perfect for you because you might be stressing while making this game. I am honestly not stressed making this game. Like, I don't stress about it. My only worry is still just, you know, making sure that the gameplay loop feels good, but I'm okay with taking my time with that. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's out here being like, oh, a lazy developer doing nothing. Listen, guys, it's not my problem. It's not my problem. Yeah, I don't really know why they're stopping. Default navigation filter class, no door, no ladder. What if we try to set them to crouchable?
Rat. I am the rat. Rat.
It would appear that did nothing. It would appear that didn't do anything. Alright. Well, I don't know why the rats are broken. It has to be something that we changed with the AI navigation, something that we changed, and do you have a nav set up on the platform thingy? We do, yeah. We do. Let me check if some of the default settings aren't like potentially changed. No. No. UE6 having no blueprints to Sag. We'll see when we get there, right? You know, we'll see when we get there. I think there are much bigger fish to fry. Like, I know the blueprint thing sucks, but like, I think there's way bigger issues that might appear in UE6 beyond just the fact that they're going to potentially deprecate blueprints. I think at that point, just stick to UE5 or, you know, whatever you end up doing. I don't believe a word that Epic Games says or Tim Sweeney. I'm sorry. I just don't. With everything that has happened, they've lost my trust when it comes to any sort of release and the quality of releases. What are the rats going to do? They literally are just a task. I don't know if they'll do anything. I feel like it could be fun if they do stuff, like they mess around with stuff. That could be kind of fun. Like the blind rats in Shrek. They just start running into things and then things start going all over the place. That could be kind of funny. They're like the blind rats from the blind mice. Sorry, the blind mice from Shrek. That would be... Hey. Is it worth comparing it to the one inside the train? That's the thing. I don't know. Let's go into the train. Let's edit the train real quick. Nav mesh bounds reaches the entire area. Is it possible that they're trying to navigate to like an area that's like inaccessible to them? Possible. I think it should be a subplot where the rats are planning a cheese heist at the station. You hear them discussing their plans. That'd be so fucking funny. You just like randomly pull up on them having a conversation. And then you're gonna have to steal the cheese from the safe. Then we'll rendezvous at the front of the train. Some random bullshit. I'm waiting for the real things to be added, like the fake steering wheel at the front for your special friends. Yeah, I'm babysitting my friend Jimmy. He's at the front of the train right now, just fucking twisting a wheel that doesn't even do anything. There's also another, like, there's a shifter. He's just shifting all day long. It's not shifting anything. 6 gears on the shift. He thinks he's driving a car. If you could write Blueprint, you're a programmer, you could write any other language. Learning Blueprint has definitely taught me a lot about coding, and I think it helps a lot with me trying to learn C++, 100%. I think all of that knowledge is transferable. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. I think if Verse becomes a thing, honestly, I'll probably just learn C++. More. I'll learn C++. I'll use it more. I'll use C++ more. But at that point, I don't know if I'd upgrade to UE6. We'll see, guys. We got 2 years before that even becomes a thing. And even for me, I did not switch to UE5 until UE5 UE5.4. So what are the chances that I switch to UE6 on release? I just think people switch way too fucking quick to these like grand, big, major releases. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. UE4 on release was fucking ass. I still remember. UE4 only really started being really good, I want to say, at UE4.16. UE4, I'd say UE4 16 is when I think it started getting into a really good, stable position. They started putting in some good improvements and whatnot. So, yeah. Yeah. The rats are carrying Jimmy away. We're taking him with us. He's our hostage. Yeah. You need a strong PC to operate with Unreal. What PC do I have? I have 64 gigs of RAM. Starting it off with that. And then I have an RTX 3070 Ti. I still have to hook up the 5070. We'll get to that at some point. Then I have an Intel processor specs. I got a i9 12900K. Yeah. Believe me, I've been looking at the logic behind an immersive rat NPC strategy, even considering how you'd make them give sarcastic commentaries when they think they're not listening, not being attacked, that you learn about the cheese heist. That would be... I do like things like that in video games. I think as I get older, I appreciate these like little like details. I was watching someone play through a quest line, the Desert Treasure 2, and why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Let's try nav filter default. Maybe that's the problem. No, it's not the navigation filter. It's not here that fails because they're clearly getting a location. It's aborting this for some reason. Why? I'm gonna go fucking crazy. What did I do? What did I do? Wow, 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 wow. Oh my god. Am I using any source control on this? Yeah, but I was thinking about that. Like maybe there's a submit that I did that maybe broke it. I don't know, but like, I don't know. And like, oh, did we change this? Use fixed braking distance for paths? Maybe turn that off. Maybe fuck off. Nav agent radius and nav agent height are also very low. Very high probability it's using the crouchable nav thing. So very likely that could be the problem as well. Also, his sphere radius is... Wait, maybe that's the problem. He's being set to 16 by 16, but the sphere radius is much larger than that. Let's put 24 by 24 for the nav agent radius, and let's see if that fixes anything. Gah! Okay, what if we set this to the default? -1, -1. Do I go to the gym regularly? I've been trying to. I want to go like more often, but I've been trying to go at least 3 times a week. Let's try going 70 by 70 on this. It's gonna be weird, but I'm curious if that will make it so they choose a different type of nav pathing. It's very probable that they're using the crouching path. Wait, this guy didn't abort. Never mind, he aborted. All right, here's what I'm thinking we're gonna do. We're gonna delete crouchable, and we're gonna see if that fixes anything. Even though the only difference between crouchable and all these other things are nav agent radius, nav agent, and then whatever the fuck. Delete it for now. Delete it for now. Get it out of here. Let's see if that is what is happening. Wait, they moved at the beginning and then they started aborting.
I am a rat.
Well, they're moving now, again. Which is good. Means they're sort of working again. That means that they were assigning themselves to the crouchable section, and crouchable was not working. Why not? So what I want to see is, what if we undo that? Can we undo that? Hold on. Can we first undo that, or will everything break? Okay, no. Okay, so we got it. Crouchable is back in. Put that all back here. Okay. Then, where is the crouchable nav mesh filter? Ah, found it. It's not it. Nav filter default does not have crouchable associated to it. Let's see, no door, no ladder is excluded. Door. Let's put crouchable in here. And then we have crouchable is in here. Okay, let's see if it works now. Now that they're probably associating themselves to the crouchable. We're in. But yeah, we are using source control. I use Perforce. Does the green box where the rats are shown moving around have any bearing on movement? So what was going on is because their height and radius. Now, I don't know if that's true now. We're gonna have to restart and see if that's actually true. They might be using the crouchable recast nav mesh, and it's very probable that they just were not able to use it properly. But now that we set it up, now I think they're like properly able to move around and stuff. Let's restart though and see if that's true though, because Unreal Engine loves to loves to kind of be like, oh hey, it works, and then it doesn't work anymore. Why do I hate my nose? I just make jokes about it. I don't hate my nose. I breathe out of my nose. Listen, I'm happy about my nose. I got a big nose. I can breathe properly. Fuck yeah. I know people that like aren't able to breathe all that well with their nose. I am blessed with a big nose. Airflow goes in. It's like a huge air conditioning unit. You know what a big nose means? Large hands. Alright, well, it works. The rats work, I think. Until we spawn them in dynamically and then they don't work. My back is like scratchy. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna put some cream on. I'll be right back. Ugh. Oh man. Sorry, my like back started getting like weird itchiness. I hope I didn't break my fucking spine or like cause some spinal injury. I was in the gym. Of course, the air conditioning is broken, but not only was the air conditioning broken, there was parts of the floors that were really fucking slippery. And so when I tried to do my standing calf raises on the machine, the part where you put your feet on to go up and down like this was really slippery. I did one set perfectly fine. And then when I started the next set, I slipped right off. And that really shocked me. And I didn't really bend my legs perfectly when I slipped off. So I hope that didn't cause my spine to, like, you know, compress in a bad way. That would be really fucking sad. You would know. I feel like that's something you would get instant pain from, right? If your spine compressed, but I feel like that kind of pain could potentially also be a long-term, maybe like injury. It was instant. Yeah, I didn't feel any pain, but it was definitely a big shock. Fell to his knees, had to have 2 back surgeries. Holy moly. For me, I slipped off. And it was just really shocking. I think I was still standing, but then I went, you know, down and bent. But I fucked up my back in high school powerlifting. I still feel it. Yeah, lifting is dangerous, man. It's a dangerous thing. The washing machines are great. My partner did a great job. She's the one that modeled and textured them. Very good. Very good. The only problem is I scaled them up. That's on me. Bad communication. Don't deadlift with meatheads that convince you that you can do 300 pounds on your first day. Yeah, you don't want to be around people like that. Those are the types of people that ruin your life. Do not ego lift. Respect the weight. Sorry to hear about that though, Flick. Is he going through like any sort of like rehab or anything like that still? I imagine that might just be an injury that's just like, yeah, I'm never, if I feel like the floors are slippery, I'm never doing that shit again. And then they clowned me when I stopped going. Y'all some good friends. Nah, man, listen. Come to me. Come with me to the gym. Come on by. Drive by here, you know. Come on by. Come to Toronto. You're close by. Insurance stopped paying for it, so he's fucked. I love insurance companies. They'd be like, easiest process ever to pay your insurance. But then once they have to pay you because you actually got into an injury that requires them to actually uphold their fucking line of the bargain, well, guess what? Oh, they're gone. Oh. Oh, shit, my balls. I can't wait until I put, like, little jump scare stuff where your, like, camera starts, like, zooming in and shit on the monster. Can't wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah. West Michigan to Canada is probably, like, 7 to 8 hours. Oh, right. If you're in the West. Yeah, probably 7 to 8 hours. Yeah, you're right. I really think you should be able to break the door when you hold it, like random chance. Some monsters will, like, straight up kick the door down. But in the future, holding the door when a monster is trying to break through it will eat away at your stamina. And then if you run out of stamina, then they broke through it. So we just haven't put that system in yet. But we definitely will. Someone should make an insurance company for when insurance companies fuck you over. That's just called a lawyer. There's a name for that. It's called a lawyer. A law firm. It's called lawyer. Krim can lift massive bags of feathers. Is 50 pounds weight heavier than 50 pounds of feathers? 6 hours from my spot to Toronto, not that bad, low key. Hey, I got you. Let's go to the gym. Let's go. Add a sawn-off shotgun? Yeah, we got this bad boy. Don't you worry. We got yet another model that my partner also modeled, the Blunderbuss. This is how you shoot. This is exactly how it works. So basically, you turn to the right, right? Exactly 90 degrees to the left, and then you fire. I might end up on the east side of the state at some point anyways. My partner has a friend in Detroit, and they've been saying that Detroit is actually improving a lot. And that was like a couple years ago. I don't know if it's still true. I would imagine it probably is. That's some John Wick type shit. Yeah, man. Yeah. Hell yeah. I honestly think once we put like a little bit more polish on the monsters and shit, and then like do the music and stuff like that, I think we're in. I think we're in. You're just a casual 2,600 miles from me. I'll see you at the gym tomorrow. Guys. First Crimson gym meetup. Everybody. I'll pay for all of your trial passes. 1 day pass. Gym meetup. We're going to the gym. We're all going to work out. It's going to be leg day. Leg day. We're all going to be in a line going to the leg press. And then we're all going to Japanese barbecue, baby. Everybody invited to Japanese barbecue. Can you imagine? Crim, before you end, look at my game. Don't worry, I'm not ending the stream. You're fine. You're fine, Dev. We're gonna be here for a while. Where are you? Let me see your game. I gotta see the deadlock movement. Ooh, oh, yeah. Oh, he's got wall running too. So it's a little bit more than just deadlock, because deadlock doesn't have wall running. We need some sound effects on the combat. Oh, we do. No, it was just that one clip. You're muted? Sorry. Wait, hold on. You guys aren't hearing anything. My bad. You even have a grappling hook? Am I seeing that correctly? Motherfucker snuck in the Minecraft sound effect. It's the frog tongue? Okay, we just need the visuals because I saw the box. Oh, you're using it here as well. I see. I feel like the movement should have a kind of noise when you're moving a little bit, you know? Unless you're wearing shoes. Is the frog wearing shoes? I love movement like this, man. I love movement like this. Oh, so you're sucking up the projectiles as well. You're Yoshi! Yoshi / Steve from Minecraft. Oh, this is great, man. Yes, man. Yes, man. Dude, looks good, dude. Looks good. Looking good. Prototype looking fun so far. Hell yeah. Yes, man. It's got more than Ronin. Hey, watch it. Yeah, you're not wrong. Honestly, Ronin, the development was stunted by switching to advanced locomotion system. Fuck advanced locomotion system. Honestly, the worst thing you could do. Yes Man is a movie with Jim Carrey. Great movie, by the way. Great fucking movie. So good. First we mine, then we suck. Any lighting tips struggling with indoor lighting? Man, Ben, I am the worst person to ask for this question because even I struggle. For me, the struggle with lighting is making A, the lighting look good, while B, being performant. I think you can make good looking lighting by just slapping a bunch of fucking lights around, but then you have a lot of like overlapping lights and stuff. I don't know, man. For me, what I do, because everything's dynamic, we have a point light with no shadow casting, very low specular lighting, and then no inverse squared fall off with a very low fall off exponent, right? Which allows for like more of a fill light to be there. That being said, I think we still end up having the issue of like overlapping and whatnot, which is not pretty by any means. So I honestly, man, it is still, I think, a subject that I'm still struggling with myself. Yeah. Baking will always give the nicest lighting. Baking only works if it matches the type of game you're making. For me, I can't do baked lights because our game has electricity and all of the lights can go out. Now, there are some tricks that you could do, but then our problem is that we dynamically spawn in level instances, and I don't think level instances can have their own internal sub-level or lighting scenarios. As far as I know, I should test it. I haven't tested that yet. So... You're doing a dark game, Crim, so that's a given? Yeah. No, I think baked lighting is great. Sometimes. Until you start working with it, and then you want to pull your fucking hair out. Oh my god. Man, I wish Lumen worked as well as it intended to. I can't wait until they set the FPS goal as like 120 or 90, which they're probably never going to do because Epic Games is stuck in a fucking wormhole. We're aiming for 60 on high/epic. 60? What is it, 2010? It better be minimum 90. We could do the rat dialogue in about 1,500 lines, maybe a few more for some complicated tasks. By the way, the monsters are still, for some reason, spawning at the front. Excuse me, sir. I need you to leave. Here's your door. Fucking flew away. Wah! Since I've been working with Lumen, I now notice the Lumen emissive flickering in every game using Lumen. I just, dude, I wish Lumen worked as well as they advertise it to, but it really doesn't. It works great if you are working in a outdoor desert scene with just fucking rocks. But the instant you try to do anything different or interesting with an interior or anything else, well, fuck you, man. Good luck. I think Ronin would probably look pretty good with Lumen because of the amount of emissives that are in the scene, but I bet you it would look like fucking butt cheeks otherwise. Like, I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, I feel like I've been too negative on this stream. Do you guys feel like it's been... Listen, let's talk about some positive stuff. This cold brew is pretty good. Mm. Emissives kill Lumen, looks very bad with it. I think there's an over-reliance on emissives to try to light areas when you should be using light, you know, point lights and whatnot. Forever is a banger, positivity. Which one was that, Jay? I think that was one of the games that you posted, right? Yes. Was this the game that you had quarrels with, but it is like really, really fun still? There was some like things that you were kind of, see, like this would be a great art style for like a muck style roguelite. You got this kind of like dynamic I ended up grabbing it, but they did fix the... the performance was the issue. The performance is the issue. But you said that they kind of fixed it up a little bit? Gonna have to give it a try. Is it an MMORPG? It is. Wowee. Wowee. Someone make Lumen and Godot? I want to say I saw someone doing something similar to the probe, lighting probe system in Godot. It's either in Godot or Unreal. I saw a light probe system for that. Light probe UE. Let me see if it was UE5. Past week. Oh, sorry, it is UE5. They made a light probe system in UE. I kind of like their UE UI. I don't know what it is. I kind of like it. I kind of fuck with it. It's like the light gray and stuff, but there's some button differences in here. But anyways, they did like a thing where the light probes create, it's a very, apparently, like Source 2. This looks sick. Like, look at that. Look at, oh, yes, man. Yes, dude. Dude, look at, yes, man. This looks awesome. Light baking for UV5 is pretty much done now. Fully listening to the video with the right volume setup, you can have very super thin walls without light leaking. Plug-in releasing in like a week after my vacation. Brother, come back from the vacation. Look at this, man. Oh, dude. That's me right now. You see this guy? That legit looks good. It looks really good. Baking itself requires DX12 since it runs on hardware ray tracing, but once baked, you can ship it to DirectX 11 like PCVR. That's kind of an annoying workflow, but could you, in theory, run the project through DX12, but then when it bakes, run through DX11? Does it still need light UVs as classic VLM? Yep, but Unreal could just do auto-generate those UVs and it works just fine, so it's not a very tedious process. Say about Hammer editors and his hierarchical, automatic hierarchy depending on... He's 19 years old. Ain't no fucking way this guy is 19 years old. Wait. There's no way. Damn. No way. Look, this is an interior structure. There's an emissive. Hold on, you got to hear the music. Everybody shh. Probably doesn't sit complaining about his rats AI all day. Okay. Never mind. This is awesome. I'm curious to hear what the performance impacts of this is. I would actually probably pick this up. Use a GPU light mask as a base, then a custom per volume, completely as for a blending between volumes, custom resolutions, and custom areas. Currently, this is a full engine fork, so I'm not sure if I can make it happen. Still, some things full arms controlled. Okay, my question is, does this work with? Okay, fine. Isn't this kind of how Source 2 does it now? Well, this is a Source 2 inspired system. I wonder if the lighting can be turned off. allows for blending between volumes. Some people are just really good at making tools. I don't know. Allows for blending. Oh, I already read this. I'd be I'd be curious to see if the volume could be switched on and off. That would be very interesting because that would be very helpful for me. Eventually, Reson Fab is a plugin for UE57. Fuck! How is that different from UE's light baking? I think it just gives you a lot more control over maybe where the probes would go. But I don't know how long it takes to... So far, it looks like it's a lot faster to build any of this stuff than it is with the regular baking. Oh, wait, no. It did bake a bit. It did take a little bit. I'd be curious to see that a little bit more. Hey, let me see more of that. Is that what the light mass importance volume does? I guess. I'd be curious to see if the volumes can be, like, if you can adjust the intensity of the light, like the built lighting at runtime. Cloud, write me a custom Source 2 light baking volume thing system for Unreal 5. Make no mistakes. Can I want to find that, actually, hold on, let me go back to that Twitter, because looking through that Twitter, it did remind me about that one post that Yui made about this. Where is this? Thus, for UE6, we see LLMs, generative AI models, and tools like Cloud and Codex playing a central role in helping you build content faster while maintaining the creative control you need. A big part of our effort is going into exposing a broad set of engine capabilities through the MCP protocol. Yeah, whatever, man. I think I do remember reading that. Who got Krim distracted reading UE6 shit again? Sorry. Oh, here's the post. Reduce the tedious work in authoring content to leave more time for creative exploration. Increase the amount of iterations the team can make to polish the content. Sorry if you answered this a lot. A few times. What are your thoughts on Verse and Blueprints going away? I don't know yet. We'll see when the UE6 comes out. That's been my general consensus on it. I don't think... Listen, I'm already working on games in UE 5.6. I'm not even in the latest version of UE 5. So I don't really care much for it. The particular success with people writing custom tools for their own work, fast code indexing tools for helping LLMs. I'm just tired of seeing this stuff, man. The AI stuff. It's just kind of tiring. The whole AI thing. Everything being AI. Watching FIFA and then seeing Lenovo have an ad for AI. AI at your fingertips. It's like fucking Sugma. Like, God, it's just so tiring seeing all that stuff. It is kind of tiring. I definitely like using the new hotness. One of my flaws. Yeah, it's not really something I care for. It's not really something I care for personally. Hell, dude, Suit for Hire is still to this day in UE 427, and I don't really see myself switching it to UE 5 because I don't think there's any benefit to us switching it to UE 5. Sadly, a lot of people are pro AI games. I don't know if that's entirely true. Like, you look at Steam and, like, I think it depends on the context of how it was done. But of course, there's always going to be that instance where it could be it could be a game that has followed the most unhealthy, most toxic practices. If the game is good, doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. I think there's a lot of instances where if game good, don't matter kind of thing. So yeah, you could be right. But we do see time and time again where people are kind of like angry at games that are made with AI. I think it just depends how in your face the slop is. I think that's the biggest thing for that. For me personally, though, and I've said this point a lot of times, half of the enjoyment, actually I'd say even more than half, a large portion of the enjoyment of why I enjoy doing this is me coming up with solutions myself. It is me making the things myself. If I don't make the things myself, where I'm willingly sacrificing the part of the fun that part of the thing that makes it fun and enjoyable for me is solving problems. Sure. Oh, I can make things faster. I can make money faster, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I could do this. I could do that. But then I lose the fun. At that point, I might as well just go in a completely different industry. In an industry where I'm not going to have fun, but maybe I just make more money. That's my point of view for it. I like doing the grunt work. I'm okay with it. I like coding things myself. I do. I like it. I like to figure out things myself where I can. It feels so much more fulfilling solving a problem and making it and seeing it work and actually doing things. It's so much more fulfilling to me personally. I don't particularly enjoy making things myself, but there is a power in using stuff you created by hand. No tool will ever serve you better. Well, when you create things yourself, you are also going through that experience and going through the suffering yourself. If you make an AI do it, I think you stunt your education and you stunt the muscles that are going through your brain. That I think is not very good. And then what happens if we're already seeing it? What happens if all these AI tokens become so inaccessible, so expensive to the point where you can't use it anymore? Guess what? All those years you spent using these fucking tools and using it as a crutch, well, they just removed the crutch out of you and you're probably just going to fall on the fucking floor. And now getting back up is going to be so much harder. Yeah. I'm in a different place where I just enjoy making a game. I don't like tinkering on stuff because I need it to output something. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me too much. I'm okay with being patient and taking my time with it. I think, to be fair though, there is a position of privilege to be able to do it and take my time with it, to be fair. That could be seen as a position of privilege to some extent. Used an AI tool, I forgot what it was called, to analyze my UE project. It was pretty insightful for highlighting performance bottlenecks. Listen, I think it heavily depends on the way you use something. If you use it in a way that allows you to learn from something, like, for example, highlighting performance bottlenecks, if it can tell you why that happened and stuff like that, I could see potentially, like, helping you. So, yeah. You're only privileged because of your own work, though? I guess. I suppose, yeah. All based on AI, and then AI prices are inaccessible. Guess what? High tech, low life. That's cyberpunk, baby. We've been in cyberpunk for the past 5 years. We've been in cyberpunk for the past 5 years. It's just not the way that media portrays it. We don't have big ass buildings and flying cars. We're in cyberpunk. We're literally there. Everybody has a phone attached to them 24/7, and sometimes you need to have the phone on you to receive phone calls that are urgent. We are literally in cyberpunk already, and it's just getting worse and worse. When do I get to meet Johnny Silverfingers? That's the sex version. Silverfinger? You're talking about Johnny Silverhand, the whole hand, not just the fingers. The only thing I've been using AI for a while is still somewhat cheap is to write documentation and multiply my learning of stuff. So when it becomes locked off, then I have a huge amount of knowledge stockpile that I can refer back to. Don't get me wrong. I use some of the Notion AI just to write some text or fix grammar and stuff like that. But I do think if I were to 100% rely on this for my grammar, you can bet 3 butt cheeks that my fucking English is deteriorating. It's already deteriorated enough on its own without this fucking shit. Can you just imagine if I rely on it to write things for me? Oh my God. Oh, dude, I feel bad for kids in school on multiple fronts. Not just the whole AI thing, but social media, etc. Holy ballsack. I like AI for inspiration, but only for that. Everybody has different uses for it. For me personally, I don't care what other people are doing with it. It's more so like how would, I'm just doing my own thing here, right? You know what I mean? If other people want to use it and it helps them, I whatever, go for it. People are going to bring up the thing, but you're killing the oceans, your trees are being chopped. Brother, the world is already being fucked as is. I guess that's a really bad point because it's like, I guess we should just fuck it more then. It's like, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What am I going to do? I'm not a fucking politician. I'm just a guy. I'm just a fucking guy in an office just trying to get by, just like everybody else. Bro, I'm very sorry. You got to set up an OpenClaw agent on a second computer. You need it. An agent, not a simple chat box thing, but an AI OpenClaw agent. Brother, I only know one claw, and it's called... What's the drink called? Blue Claw. Wait. What's the claw drink? Someone remind me. What's the drink called? That's like a... like the kids drink. It's an alcoholic drink. White Claw. The only claw I be fucking with is White Claw, and I don't even drink that shit. The only claw I be fucking with is White Claw. I don't know what that shit tastes like, but I'm sure it tastes like ass. I'm sure that shit tastes like ass. We need 20 agents running in parallel. Wasn't there like the Marvel Rivals team accidentally let an agent stay on for like overnight and it like cost them like $250,000 and did nothing of value? I can assure you, this is a AI agent free stream. You will never see one ever. Why is this the #1 story on my Google News feed? 4 black eggs surfaced from the black heart of the ocean with alien creatures inside. What? Huh? Huh? What? Huh? I tried to use the local LLM with the PewDiePie front end. It's so funny he wrote that. What a time to be alive. PewDiePie is the weirdest individual in the YouTube space I have ever seen. He literally It went from saying a slur on a bridge to him having a kid, living in Japan, and just switching his whole life around. It is the weirdest switch up I've ever seen. Although one could argue that even Speed also had a bit of a switch up. Speed also, you know, he went from almost setting his fucking mom's house on fire to, like, I would argue being a pretty positive, somewhat positive influence on younger generations. Is this the Marathon OST? Yes. Okay, let's get to work. Let's do one more thing that we can today. Right, we're working. Game dev. Right, yeah. Right, yeah, right, yeah. It's like Bungie, but it is a good OST. You gotta admit though, some of them trailers for Marathon, pretty cool. Would I play the game? Nope. But pretty cool trailers. Apparently the one trailer that everybody always refers to, I think was one of the people that were leading it was one of the people that worked on it's the Netflix series, Hearts, Robots, and whatever the fuck it's called. Something Robots, 3 words. It's 3 words, or 4. It's 3 or 4 words. Yeah. I like when they ripped off that graphic designer. Hell yeah. Still pretty dark. Yeah, so... Dude, it's tough, man. Well, for one, here's the thing. I think keep this as the base. Love, Death, Robots. That's what it is. I would say keep this as the lighting base, because lighting can only go so far until you have more meshes in here. I think you still have a lot of like stuff kind of missing in the scene, right? So I think the lighting only goes as far, in my opinion, as like whatever's in the scene. You're still missing some stuff in the scene. One thing I would say is be careful with overusing the skylight. I think you are using a skylight in here. You lose a lot of the like contrast lighting and stuff like that. But again, I'm not a lighting artist, man. Lighting is a hard one. There's a reason why lighting artists are a thing in the space. It's a whole ass job. I don't have a skylight? Is this in Unity? I don't know. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know how to do lighting. Lighting is a tough one. But I do think if you have more meshes in here... Also, I think another thing is having the sources of where the lights are coming from and having emissives on them help a lot. I feel like that's something that helped me. Is like, where are these lights coming from? I think it's good to have the source of where that light is in context. I feel like it feels more... There's no skylight there? How is it that maybe they're point lights, maybe. But I feel like it's a one flat tone in the back here. Oh yeah, no ambient occlusion, or maybe ambient occlusion that's not as impactful. Maybe having more AO could be good. I don't know, man. I would say just keep working away on it. Keep working away on the scene. Get some emissives in there. Have the actual sources of where these lights are coming from. I think it's too early to... I would say don't focus too much on the lighting. It's almost like... that I would equate that to making a game and only focusing on the landscape and not adding trees and meshes to the scene and only focusing on the landscape terrain. So I would say it's like one of those things that just keep adding to it. I wouldn't say lighting is the last thing you should be doing, but keep that as the lighting block out and then just keep working on the scene. You know, have sources of where the lights are coming from. You know, I think that helps a lot. And then just more meshes, more variety. Environments are still a pain point for me. You guys know how long it took for me to work on this fucking train before I got to a point where I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with it now. It took a while, so yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's get to work. What are we gonna work on? Let's work on something real quick right now. Yo, this editor theme is awesome. This is how you torture a game developer. Like, you say, okay, you're stuck with this for the next month because you fucked up, and now this is your punishment. This is actually genuinely how you start having, like, vision problems. Like, this is how you end up having to take a fucking interview with an optometrist to figure out why your eyes are messed up. Something went wrong there, and I see lots of yellow in the log. Who cares? They're just warnings. Not errors, just warnings. When an AI tries to pick a theme for you, here's the best theme choice that you can choose based off of our predictions. On a real note, I wanted to see if I could match that light gray vibe from that video. I'm getting there. Brother, you're very far from that. Unless you're... has a bunch of red, green, and lime colors. It's the most oversaturated fucking colors in existence. Yeah, I think I'm getting pretty close to that nice, like, minimal light gray look. Did you just make fun of a colorblind person? Sorry. Yeah. No. Ableist streamer, my bad. Listen, a gas leak is just a warning. That's all it is. It's a warning. It's an error when you know, maybe turn on a lighter and then everything explodes, you know? It's just a warning until something bad happens. Then it's an error. That's it. Okay? So for now, we ignore the gas leak that's currently occurring. Okay? It's not there. It doesn't exist. What about that major issue? You mean this one? If you just put it at the bottom of the list, then it's not there. Put this up here. There you go. We're ignoring that. It's not a core thing we need to fix right now. It would be a core thing we need to fix when the game releases. Main menu? We have a bit of, like, I honestly think the main menu is good enough where it's at right now. This is what the main menu looks like right now. I don't think we need more than that currently with our, like, small play tests. Once we have more players, we're gonna have to change this a little bit though. Oh, come on? What do you mean, come on? What do you mean? We don't need more than that. We don't need more than this. What if I don't want to play in full screen? Well, I don't know. That seems like a you problem. I don't know what to tell you. What if I want a settings menu? Well, that's not in the budget currently. All right. All right. What if... Okay, hear me out. This is something we need to do for a lot of the monsters. A lot of the monsters will be able to grab onto you, and then shit happens. It's on our list, grabbing players. What if we try to figure that one out? It's time to open up Notepad 2. It is time to open a Notepad 2. Here we go, Notepad 2. Notepad 2, here we go, Notepad 2. It is 2026-06-30. Shit that you'd hear in Sopranos. I think you're stuck because you need to add gas. Don't say that word. Mods? Okay, so notes for grabbing players. So stop player movement / restrict player movement during grab event. Move camera, rotate, interpolate camera towards monster that is currently grabbing player. Maybe make parameter to have it so this isn't required. Guys, aren't you using GMC? Should be using... I know that's a thing, Aerolith. Technically, the only thing we need gas for is buffs and debuffs. I don't know if we need the integration between the GMC component and gas, but it's possible we might. I just don't really know. I know somebody made something for it. I don't know. Is it a different plugin of gas? You probably answered this a million times. Do you have an expected date on when we can playtest this? I don't. Dude, every date that I've tried to run for does not fucking ever do well. I am really bad when it comes to that. Ideally, I want the Steam page up to be for the next fest. But we'll see. GMS is a community plugin that does what gas does, but better. Personal opinion. It's also fully integrated with GMC, so it runs at a better replication pipeline. I might have to pick it up then. Where is GMAS, Aerolith? Is it in the Discord? I'm assuming it's in the Discord, right? Where would I find that? Oh, GMAS chat. And then GitHub. An ability system for use with the general movement component. See the wiki for more details. That's similar functionality on Unreal's gameplay ability system to the general movement component. This is not a direct port of gas. Instead, it is built from the ground up to directly integrate with GMC. It requires a license to GMC to use. Okay. Is it literally just gas, but some of the nodes for like movement and root motion and whatnot work with the GMC? I'm assuming that's the integration. Right? I'm just curious what the core differences are. I'm assuming those are some of the core differences is just the overall integration with the movement component so that it works with, because I know there's some custom root motion nodes that are included in gas and whatnot. I would honestly, if I can, prefer Deep World's essay. That's the team that makes that's Ares making the game that I forget the name of. My bad, Ares. My only concern with using this is then I'm reliant on an outside factor, and that's my only problem. I think you would avoid headaches using GMAS. Okay. I'm curious just what the differences are between the two. But I could give it a try. I'll keep this open. Train rot. Keep this GitHub open. There we go. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure that my Discord isn't randomly on screen. Okay, good. Because I don't want to leak a Discord that's like closed to plugin users. But yeah, playtest, dude. I want to playtest ASAP. Well, I do want to open up a playtest as soon as possible. Don't get me wrong. Right now, I think it's going to be very closed playtesting with like a small subset of users. Once I feel like it's in a position where we can start doing more playtesting, I'll let you guys know in the Discord. Okay. I'll also probably let you guys know through the stream as well. So it's not like it's going to be this like secret, super secret thing. Currently though, it's very like closed testing because I don't really need big like test groups to, you know, test it out and whatnot. Obviously I do want to do that once we feel like it's in a position where I'm like, okay, now we need to see, is this going to work? This is old but worth a read. How not to use GAS GMC. Gotcha. Let me put this in here too. GAS is a very powerful framework. They both have their own prediction and reconciliation system, completely independent of each other. Right. So the biggest differences between normal GAS and this integrated GAS is just anything movement related, right? I'm assuming that it's more so movement related, right? Anything movement related wouldn't work with normal GAS when it comes to GMC, I'm assuming. If you make any GAS abilities, you would get the fancy replication from GMC through GMAS. Pretty much what it boils down to. Interesting. So it goes beyond just any movement related stuff. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I'll save that for later. Could be very helpful. Oh. No more distractions from me. Carry on, brother. The entire stream is about distractions, okay? You're fine. Don't worry about it. There is no such thing as distractions here. It is a Twitch stream. We chat. We talk about things. Whatever. What do you think this is? A fucking work meeting? What? If anything, very helpful. There are no such thing as distractions here. Unless the person's being an asshole, then that is a distraction from the stream. Okay, so grabbing players. Because we want the employee to grab onto the player and then their eyes start opening up and they want to suck up the player's eyes. Basically, that's how it's going to work, right? Okay, so we would have to stop the player movement / restrict the player movement during the grab event. Interpolate the camera towards the monster that is currently grabbing the player. Potentially have a QTE / shake out gameplay mechanic to allow the player to get out of the grab event. Monster and player should be facing each other at a distance, both unable to complete other actions. How would I do this without hard coding the grabbing system into the player? They seal it with a kiss. A little smooch. There should be a monster that like does a big smoochy, but it like kills you. It makes you explode. Makes your whole body explode. Stop the player movement / restrict the player movement during a grab event. Could you put a camera on the monster and set the view target with a blend? We could. I don't know if it'll be necessary to do that, but we could. Interpolate the camera towards the monster that is currently grabbing the player. Maybe make the parameter have it so maybe make turn into a parameter to have it so turn into a parameter. Okay. Sounds like a violation. PG-18. Well, I think Lethal Company is technically rated R, so we might be rated R. R for Rutro. Interpret the camera towards the monster. Potentially have a QTE/shakeout gameplay mechanic to allow the player to get out of the grab event. Monster and player should be facing each other at a distance, both unable to complete other actions. Release event to allow monster and player continue normal actions. Maybe a cooldown on player so they can no longer be grabbed for a certain period of time. Okay. Now, the question is, how do we create this grab event? Do we, okay. Replicating this would be interesting. The monster would have an event that says, hey, I grabbed this guy. Happens on the server, and then it's sent to the client to say, hey, I grabbed you. Do the things that I need you to do. But then where do we put the code of when that thing is needed to be done? Do we make a separate object that then interacts? Do we make an object or like an actor class that spawns in to create that like grab event between the two? Or do we just put all of the grab event stuff in the base pawn? And then maybe the player character maybe has some like maybe a couple booleans or variables to know that they've been grabbed. Yeah. This is making me think of a monster that is like that one Super Mario 64 fucker that just rolls around, and then if he runs into you, he grabs you and then flings you across the sky. That's literally what I'm picturing right now. I'm just picturing a monster just grab a player and just fucking lob them. Oh shit. That'd be so funny. Stop the player movement, restrict the player movement during the grab event. Interpret the camera towards the monster is currently grabbing the player. Potentially have a QTE/shakeout gameplay mechanic to allow the player to get out of the grab event. Monster and player should be facing each other at a distance, both of them will complete other actions. Parameter for how much damage per second is dealt to the player while being grabbed. White Ape and Mimesis grabs you and runs halfway across the map with your camera zoomed in on his face. Kind of the same thing. Kind of the same thing here. Yes. 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 Kind of the same thing. I'm just trying to think of how we want this to play out. I think the base pawn having some of these variables attached to them would be good, and then maybe a struct to determine what kind of parameters can occur if and when they grab the player character. Like, for example, do we attach the player to the monster? Is that a good idea? Bad idea? Potentially. Okay, so what if? Yeah, what if? Yeah, continue. Mm-hmm. Yes. Something happens. Right. 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 You spawn hands and attach them to the monster that then attaches to the player. Huh? Please refactor this whole thing. What the fuck? Excuse me? Excuse me? What do you mean by that? Huh. Okay, the contact capsule, I think, should do a custom call. Pastu even said, please. Yeah, he's he's on his knees begging for me to just refactor this. Okay, I think what happened is this is when you get into the contact capsule and you're like hugging the monster does not deal any more damage after that. He only deals the damage when you enter the overlap. And I think we changed this because this broke a few things, so I just removed that idea. Yep. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I can read the code. I can read the code. I'm reading the code. I can read the code. It's just the code is ass. The code is shit. Yeah. The code is shit. Okay. The code is truly shit. So what I want to do is create a custom event for the contact event. Enemy contact event. And we want this to be this. And then I want an input in here, which is other actor, which is going to be a actor type. We're not refactoring this. We're doing something a little different. No, we're not. But it'll be kind of like refactoring it. Sort of. It's kind of like refactoring it, but it's just moving it to an event so that we can override this event in any place where we need it to be overwritten. So realistically, no, we're not refactoring it. No. Because in theory, we want this, so enemy contact event. So basically, if another actor wants to override this to do its own thing during contact, then we can do that, right? So that's basically what I'm doing. So now, in the employee, we can be like, okay, contact event. I'm now going to override it. Aha! You see? You see? So now, I can override it and start doing a bunch of shit, such as grab. Or if we need to, maybe the grab event is an animation and he has to like physically grab, have a little hitbox before instantly grabbing you. Because right now, this is literally just, if you run into this, you are fucked. You get grabbed. We probably want to move it like this, technically. That makes a little bit more sense, I think. We'll do that for now. In theory, though, I think we would want him to play an animation. And that would probably be gameplay ability system related. He's 100% going to grab you through walls? Yeah, I guarantee it, actually. Yes. As a matter of fact, yes. I'm putting money on him grabbing you through a wall, actually. No, we'll probably fix this so that he does a line of sight check first. But for now, we need to figure out the grabbing system, which I think we should put in the base pawn so then other monsters can grab you, because other monsters will grab you. So I think making it accessible across all areas is a good idea. So, it also would be interesting if the monsters can grab other things, like grabbing items. Okay. Shit. Well, let's just start with he grabs onto you. And then you get grabbed. Yeah, so let's make a new event graph for this, actually called grabbing. And then we'll make a custom event called grab entity. And then grabbed actor. And then for now, let's just do something really simple. Attach actor to actor. Target self, parent actor, self. And then keep relative, keep relative, keep relative. All right. Okay. And then we'll just do grab entity. And that's it. Let's start with that as the base point for our grab system. You got to start small, and this is where we're starting. All right, let's see how bad this ends up. Yep. Yeah, I guessed as much. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, you do look scary. You got wrinkles and shit. Okay, so I'm grabbed, but I can still move around, which allows me to move around. I think we need a dedicated actor that gets spawned in when this grab event occurs. Yeah, maybe like hands or something, but like invisible. That just handles the event. Now, of course, we do have to stop the player from being able to move around, and we also have to stop the movement of the employee, especially when they're grabbing something. So let's do this. What if we just stop movement? Stop active movement. Nope, stop movement. Stop movement immediately. Okay, there we go. Stop movement immediately. And then can we disallow movement altogether? Is there a Boolean that allows us to just stop moving altogether? Like disallow movement. Is there disable movement? Completely disables kinematic movement. This will set the movement mode to none. Aha! Aha! So that would mean the base pawn, once he grabs us, will stop moving. In fact, he stopped moving so well that he quite literally froze in place. His animation isn't even loading anymore. He quite literally froze in place. He's literally frozen in time. I did not think disable movement. I didn't even think his animation system could do that. He quite literally just stopped in place. Did not know they could do that. I think it's halt movement. Halt movement. Mini stops movement by zeroing all motion values. Okay, but I don't think that stops their movement as in like disables it. I think that just halts it immediately. And then they continue moving anyways. I want to disable the movement, but maybe not freeze him in place. Allow moving? Move. What would be the better way of doing this than disabling? I think when you disable movement, doesn't this completely disable the GMC altogether? What is a better way of doing this for the AI? What would be cool? An NPC state in your behavior tree or such? Oh, yeah. I guess we could interact with the The controller, or the not the controller, the I guess the set movement mode to none. This does set it movement mode to none. It halts the movement and then sets it to none. But then he just freezes in place, which is kind of funny looking. I'm very surprised that that completely freezes his animation. I have never actually seen that happen ever in my life, where it just completely just freezes the locomotion. What if I can set my custom mode? I believe I can set the custom set movement mode. I believe I can. To custom 1. We can. It would be kind of cool to still allow movement. We just don't want them to move. Because imagine if you get grabbed by certain enemies, but you can still kind of like try to push yourself away from them. That could be kind of cool. Like you're just being grabbed, but you still have control over items and stuff. That could be sweet. Certain monsters, like you're just full on grabbed, you can't do shit. And some of them, maybe you could like fight back a little bit. Yeah, like being able to bonk the monster if you have like a sledgehammer. I think that would be cool. And then certain monsters like the chef, for example, they would literally just grab onto you and hold you like Shrek or whatever. Like you can't do shit. So it would be cool to still allow that. Yeah, we could try set movement mode, but however, setting it to a custom mode is essentially the same as setting it to none. So... never mind, it's not. He's apparently still moving around. Stop it. Stop it now. We'd have to set up the custom movement mode. I don't think attached to is it. I think there should be a middleman. Especially if... because attaching makes it so the rotation is the same. I don't know if I like that. I think certain scenarios for grabbing should be an attachment, and then others should be like... I think you can stop movement on the AI controller. I want to say you can. Let's see. Movement. Stop movement. I believe there is a way of stopping the movement altogether, like not disallow movement. Otherwise, we are probably going to have to feed that variable to the AI. Let me see. Hold on. There might be a way to just disable it in a different way. I think the thing is, we're gonna have to consider all of the different like factors. Like, do we make it so the player can still move around? And if that's the case, then we might have to do some stuff to kind of change that. Probably want to see in components as well to attach the player with. That's why I'm thinking, I think a separate actor might be a good like middle ground to hold all of this data in. So when the grab event happens, it's kind of like they spawn in an actor to say, hey, this is the grab event that's currently occurring between this character and this character, this NPC and this player, or entity as well. And then that way that actor can tell the player, hey, do you need to rotate your camera towards this, blah, blah, blah. And then that kind of keeps it separated. I think that might be the way to do this. I think that's the way to do it. Also helps with timing. Yeah, I think it would. And then the actor could just be replicated. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's do that. And then instead of the actor being attached to that actor component, maybe we do it in a different way. And I think that would be better. Yeah. Blueprint, actor. Well, we could do this one of two ways. We can make it an actor, or maybe an actor component that gets attached. Which one do you guys think it should be? An actor? Can an actor component be replicated and spawned in whenever? I think it can. Is that good to do though, or would it be better practice to use an actor? Scene component. Wait, hold on. Let's just test this real quick. Can a scene component be replicated? We can have the component as component replicates. I believe the base pawn is set to replicate. So we could use that. It has a transform. I believe it should still be able to interact with the other actor as well, the player. So that should be okay. Yeah, scene component might be okay. That being said, I guess it heavily depends on how we set the location of this scene component. We can manually set the location of it on event tick, but then we'd probably want that to only happen on the local side. Well, the local would want something a little different, I think, so that it's not as, like, you know, nauseating to the player. How is that going to work with GMC, though? Okay, so let's do this. Grab event component. Do you want to call it, let's just call it NPC grab event component. NPC grab component, sure. Sure. Let's see if we can maybe work with this a little bit more, just to kind of get an overall sense of how this could... No, I actually think it would be good to just go straight to the component, actually. Okay, so let's do that. Straight to the grab component. So we'll create a variable called grab actor. It's going to be an actor. We're going to do instance editable. It's going to be exposed on spawn. The grab actor will be set from there. We don't need the parent because the parent's already going to be set. But we could always just create a, you know, we could always do this and then parent NPC, and then this could just be set to base pawn. That way we just have a direct reference to the base pawn, which might just be better anyways. And then in here, we're gonna spawn the component. Fuck. Create component. There you go, add component by class. NPC grab component, which should show the inputs. Yes! Make the transform. We want this to technically be... Will this be attached? I think it will attach. This will technically be get forward vector. I think it should be actor forward vector. Multiply by 50. Get actor location. Rotation. Up. Wait, can't I just do get forward vector and then multiply by -1 and then that goes in the opposite direction? I think it should be fine. Or we could do get actor rotation and then plus 180. I think. Should be fine. For now, at least the way we want this to be here. Grab actor is going to be the... Oh wait, no, grabbed actor is not true. This is grab actor. Parent NPC is self. If I can type it. Okay, all good. And then stop moving immediately. Okay. All right. So we're not being grabbed right now. The NPC grab component is then probably going to have something on event tick. Is that a good idea though? No, I don't think so. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't know if I want that to... Maybe this... maybe I want this to be an actor. Because I could use like... We could do something really hacky where I use a spring arm or even maybe like a physics constraint. If I on event tick use a branch and do an equals, get player pawn is equal to grab actor. This would make it so this only runs on the current client, right? Because event tick would also run on client side. But for now, let's just cut this and just do it straight away. We're gonna do set actor location. Wait, can I not set actor location? Hello? Hello? Technically, spring arm isn't only for camera, so valid use case. That's what I'm thinking. So we attach the player character to the spring arm instead. That allows them to still move around and interpolate because we can set the interpolation speed of the spring arm. It's a bit hacky, but it could work. It could work. Pawn index 0 is volatile. Yeah, it could be. It could be. But in this context, I think get player pawn would return the pawn that has this loaded locally on their own side. It could be wrong. Yeah, it gets a bit iffy. So we would probably want to do something a little bit different. But let's try it without that though. Set actor location. Does GMC have another way of doing this? Let's just try this for now. We're going to get the world location of this scene component. And I want to set the actor location of the grab actor. The grab actor. Oh, great. I'd have to cast. Okay, let's just do this. Cast to player pawn. Oh, fuck. What did I call him? Player character? Oh, right. I still haven't renamed this to pawn, even though... Oh... This is a horrible day. But let's see if this works first. And then we'll probably do some sort of like interpolation or something. I believe this means that we can still move around, technically. But it would still force us to move in that direction. Let's try it, though. And then we're going to have to try it on a different client. Get actor forward vector, multiply by 50, plus actor location. What? I don't think I have to put manual attachment. I think that's correct. Wait, hold on. I want to see if the monster moves around. I don't think he will. Wait, no, this is not right. Hold on. Attach component to component. I don't know if this is going to work properly. I think it should, but this might have to be replicated, which I don't really like the sound of. Parent being capsule. On your player in the movement component, you can override pre-process input vector and add a boolean to disable your movement input. You have to go through your controller for camera input disabling. We're going to have to do quite a bit of stuff to make this work. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Aha! And I can still move around. I can like turn around. I'm fucking sprinting, man. I'm sprinting. Oh! He's right behind me. I'm like holding his hand. Come with me. Come. No, go this way. I know there's no nav mesh here, but there is. Get. Okay, interesting. So now we want to maybe instead of set actor location GMC, I wonder if there's set location but with some interpolation. Sets the base location offset of the smooth component in addition to applying the location. The offset will only be set if the pass component is the component that is being smoothed and the owner is a simulated pawn. The location will be applied for any valid component pass. What the fuck are you saying? What the hell are you even fucking saying, man? Smooth offset? I literally don't know. So current is get actor location. Target is this actor location. Then put that there. Then we want delta time in here with an interp speed of probably 500 if I were to guess. And then let's see how that looks. try 100. See, now we can kind of run away, but then it snaps to us. Ah. Huh? He's pushing me. Stop pushing me. Stop it. Stop. Can I jump? Gah! Gah! Need a push ability? We had that as well. Sorry, we didn't have push. We had slapping players, which was the alternative to this. We had slapping players, which was one of the ideas. It's very likely that the actor location is being overwritten. So it's overriding our movements entirely. Would we want to plus the desired movement? What if the player is sprinting for X period of time, it breaks free for now? I think that's probably what we'd want, is like, for this guy, maybe instead of like spamming buttons, maybe it's like you like try to move away as much as you can. Get velocity. How do you get desired movement velocity? Get movement. Jump might feel better as people tend to spam jump in a panic. That could be good too. That could be good too. Ah, get pending input movement vector. Aha! Yaha! So then this, if we add that to the target, or whatever, or maybe add that to the most up-to-date value of the input vector, pending consume movement input vector, which clears it usually only upon will want to read the value of the pawn itself. Is this just a like 0 to 1 or -1 to 1 direction value? This might get really jank pretty quick. This might get very jank pretty quick. Did you have a problem with your mouse stuttering? And it apparently happens with dual monitors. My big problem is if I'm not in full screen, my mouse can escape the screen and then I start hitting my taskbar in Windows. That is my most annoying thing. But I don't know if I've ever had stuttering issues. That will happen, and it sucks. It also happens in editor, now in UE5. In UE4 it did not have an editor, now it happens in an editor here. So the set actor location GMC completely takes over movement. But let's see if I can still kind of keep some of that movement going. Seems like I can. It seems like I can. Let's try lowering this interpolation speed a shit ton. Oh, I can't. Oh, dude. Crazy part is it's all about a train, but there isn't a monster who wants to stamp your ticket. There is, actually, will be. There will be. Okay, we got something going on here. We got something going on. Now, does this work on the client? Probably not. Okay, okay, kind of annoying. The interpolation speed plays a big part in this. We do have a monster. The ticket collector will be that monster. See, now he's pushing me though, which is kind of annoying. Get. All right, that's fine. I do like the idea of spamming jump. That could be kind of fun. Make them QTE the damn thing by typing out Crim Lord. Type out Crim. Becomes a typing minigame. We have the ticket collector. So the ticket collector, his behavior would be he requests that you give him a ticket, which is going to be an item that you can find. He'll yell out, "Tickets, please." And then he'll keep saying it. And then on the third or fourth time, if you don't say it, he will then try to grab you and then throw you off somewhere off the train. Polar Express meets Five Nights at Freddy's. Exactly. His face will become more and more irritated as he asks you for your ticket. Doorman meets Polar Express. Okay, so this shows promise. This shows promise. Does it work on the client, though? We haven't done any client testing in a really long time. See what happens, baby. Let's see what happens. So this is the server. Ignore that noise. And then the client. Let's see if the client can be grabbed. Let's see what happens. Yes! Although, I think he's able to run a lot faster than the server. Uh-oh, he's been distracted by me, apparently. That should not happen. Hello? Stay focused. Stay focused. On task. Stay on task. I'm stuck. Help. Hey. Help me. So, what? Is he distracted by me now? Nope, apparently not. Okay. Now he's stuck in the fence. Literally cannot get out. Wait, nope, never mind. He got bored. And I'm still attached to him. I can't even move around it now, actually. Maybe get pending move input vector is not the right input vector. Get last input vector? Get raw input vector. Aha! Yaha! Which is actually from GMC. That might be the better thing to use. Okay, I'm gonna actually go up here, try to stay out of sight, because right now a core problem is right now he will shift his focus. Get processed input vector is probably what you want? Maybe, because I now flew through the world. Haha! Uh-oh. Is that the raw? He yeeted you? No, 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 no. I yeeted myself. Okay, this is a bit buggy, as you can see. It's probably because the client and the server are fighting against each other in terms of what they should be doing. Technically, the GMC component is client authoritative. So let's try processed. Get processed input vector. Let's try that one. Try that one. I do think this actually should be happening on the client side. Ignore that noise. I don't know how to fix it. We don't talk about it, though. So I think that is giving us the raw movement. Process input is not available until after the movement is updated, meaning pre-physics update is the earliest event for which the return value could be non-zero. It's saying a lot of words that I don't fucking understand, man. Yeah. Saying a bunch of words that I do not understand. All right, come here. Making shit up now. So I'm pretty sure the grab event is processing differently on the client versus the server, but let's see what the server looks like. No, it looks the same, which is good. Which is good, thankfully. I think the interpolation speeds should be a lot more here, and also probably reduce the input vector so you can't move as much. It should feel like you're being attached to chewing gum, right? I feel like that, like you're on a rope. Although now we can't jump at all. Ow. Look at him. He's looking in the direction of where we're jumping, so he knows we're he knows we're jumping. If I spam spacebar, do you see that? That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. I think we want to multiply that by a vector. So the x and y locations could be, so here's what we do. We multiply this by a vector. These can be 0.3 and 0.3. However, the jumping can be a little bit less in terms of... This guy just told us to follow him to get a mount, and it was underwater, and some dude just drowned. Dude, I love MMO. That's an MMO, all right. I can't jump. I think I literally am not able to jump because I don't think I'm on the ground. Okay, let me confirm this. Looking into this. I don't think so. Wow, he really just did that. He really just threw me off the map. He actually genuinely just did that naturally. I didn't even put that in. He just ran to the edge and threw me off, and then I died. That's cinema. I didn't even code that in, and he just did that to me. All right. Okay. Video games, huh? I see. Yeah. Okay, I think the cold brew is literally putting my appetite into the realm where I'm going to start shaking soon because I need to eat. So I think this was a pretty good start to the stream. Grabbing will continue tomorrow. We will continue working on the grabbing system, which I think will be fantastic and will make this enemy absolutely fucking terrifying. So continuing tomorrow, we'll continue the grabbing system tomorrow. Thank you for dropping by. I need to eat something ASAP. I got beef jerky here. I'm about to eat the whole fucking bag and start shitting myself. Thanks for dropping by. I really appreciate you dropping by. More progress tomorrow. On the stream tomorrow. I'm hoping I wake up at a better, reasonable human being time, and I will go to the gym earlier, hopefully. But yeah, thanks for dropping by, and thanks for sticking around with me, even though it's 8 p.m. here. Very late stream. Good stream, though, I think. I would argue. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow. We'll work more on the grabbing system, which is seeming to be very fruitful, I think. Quite a few monsters will literally grab onto you, so I think this is going to be very interesting. Some of them will even enter your mouth and turn you into a living, moving proximity bomb. Anyways, when that time comes, I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Goodbye. See you later.